this project, I'm going to show you how to take a regular rasterized image and turn it into vectorized pixel art. So let's go and get started. The first thing you want to do is let's go to Google. Once we're inside Google, let's type in some keywords. So these are going to be your keywords here. Let's start with the same image for this first example. Let's type in Spider-Man, and I'm going to go over here to where it says images, and we're looking for an image that is simplified. The type of image that we're looking for is something that does not have thin lines and that does not have a lot of detail. So this example here has really thin lines. This one might have too much detail. This one has thin lines. This one might be too detailed. This one might be okay. This one will be okay. Let's scroll down. Let's keep looking. Let's click on this one here, and let's take a screenshot of this. So find your snipping tool, click on new, click and drag, and that's automatically going to be copied. So let's go over to our regular paint, not Paint 3D, regular paint. So type in regular paint at the bottom left of your screen, go to the top and click on the regular paint app. Here's your regular paint. So now we can copy and paste, Control V. On the top left, I'm going to click on view, and let's select grid lines. Find this button that's called resize and skew. Should have a little fountain and a sun for the icon. And you want to find the biggest number, but make sure you're under pixels. So click on pixels, and you want to find the biggest number here and change it to 50. This is a square image. I got lucky, but normally the horizontal might be bigger than the vertical, or the vertical might be bigger than the horizontal. So you would find the biggest number. In this example, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to select either one and change it to 50. Click on OK. And I'm going to zoom in on my image. Since it's selected, I could just click and drag this slider on the bottom right, and we could be zoomed in all the way for this one, and then scoot these sidebars towards my image, click and drag. So there's my image. Let's take a screenshot of this. So find your snipping tool. You can click on new, take a screenshot of this, click and drag. Now this already looks pixelated, but this is a raster image. We want to turn this from a raster image into a vectorized pixel art. So this is copied. Let's go to Microsoft Word. Bottom left where it says search, type in Microsoft Word or just Word. Let's open up Word. Let's click on blank document, Control V, click on your image, right click on your image, go down to the bottom where it says format picture. Let's go over here to where we have a similar image from the regular paint, has the mountains and the sun next to it. Click on that. Click on picture color. Click on recolor, and you want to find the one that says light gray. Click on that. Then we're going to go over here to this pentagon. Click on that. Scroll down to the bottom where it says artistic effects. Artistic effects. Click on this drop down menu. It should be the second to last one called photocopy. So now we're able to see individual pixels a lot more clear. Now this is selected. If you clicked off of it, click back on, Control C. Let's go back to regular paint, and we can paste here, Control V. And the reason why we're going back to regular paint is so that we could turn this into a PNG. Let's turn off our grid lines, go to view, turn off your grid lines, make sure your grid lines are checked off. And let's scroll out. You might have to click off of your image. I have a workspace here that's bigger than my image. I'm going to click off, and then we can click and drag these transform tools closer to our image. So I clicked off my image in order to bring up these transform tools. And let's go ahead and save this. Top left where it says file, click on that. Click on save as PNG. On the sidebar here, find the cloud with your name next to it. Click on that. Find the documents folder. If you pinned your folder over here on the left-hand side, you can find the folder and just click on that and create a folder for this project. But if you don't have that, I'm inside the documents folder. I'm going to click on the folder for this year, the folder for this period, and let's create a folder for this project. So I'm going to click over here on the top left where it says new folder, and we can just call this pixel, click off the folder, and then we have to go inside the folder. Now you can just name this after your reference, depending if you chose Spider-Man or something else. And I'm going to add the word ref for reference after that. Click on save. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that image and bring it over to Inkscape. Let's go over to Inkscape, bottom left corner of your screen where it says search, click on that, type in Inkscape, open up the app, and you could use the template that opens up automatically, or you could go to file, click on new from template, click on blank page, change the settings to the same as mine, click on create from template, and we can import. So file, import. I clicked on the desktop folder over here on the left hand side, found the OneDrive folder with my name next to it, documents, folder for the year, folder for the period, scroll down to find the folder for the project. There's our reference, go ahead and open that, leave the settings as they are, and we can zoom in, shift and plus. Now you want to open up your layers panel, so on the right hand side, find the three dots on the right hand side, or go to the top left where it says layer, click on layers and objects if you don't have your layers panel open, wait for your layers to load, or you might have to click on another tab and then click back. Here's my reference here, I'm going to double click on that, just name it ref for reference, and then we can lock it. And then we can zoom in, shift and plus, and we're going to use the Bezier tool here. And so some of these darker squares are what you're going to trace. You can't trace something that's at a corner. You can trace anything that's connected on the top of a pixel or on the bottom of a pixel. So let's say that this is a pixel. You could go this way, outline this. You can also think of this as a challenge, right? Try to connect as many pixels as possible, as long as they're not connected at a corner. So if I was going to trace this, and something else you do too is hold down Control so that your Bezier tool snaps to straight lines. If you don't hold down Control, your Bezier tool will just move in any angle. So I'm gonna hold down Control and it'll snap to a straight line. So again, I can't trace anything that's connected by a corner. So I'm gonna go this way. I have another corner there. I can't trace that. I'm gonna go up. I could keep going. Again, you could challenge yourself and try to connect as many pixels as possible, or I could just cut this up into small pieces, go back this way. And I do want straight lines, so I might have to move this a little bit over. And you could always edit your pixels. Click over here on the top left-hand side. You could fix your nodes if they're not straight. Something else you want to do is make sure that you have a color selected. If you just have white selected, you might not be able to see your design. So make sure you have a color selected. Doesn't matter what color it is right now, but ultimately it could just be black. So you can just keep it black while you're tracing. All right, so I'm just gonna keep on tracing here. This is what it will look like when it's all done. Let me give you a couple of tips here. So one thing I did do is I used the rectangle tool to patch up some of these gaps here. So if I had a gap like this, I would use the rectangle tool to patch that up. Another tip is to overlap so that you don't have any of those gaps. So this layer here is overlapping with this layer. If you make a mistake, you can always do Control Z to move something, or if you're drawing using your pen tool and you make a mistake, Control Z to go back to the last node that you created. And then just as a reminder, you could go to top left and edit your nodes. You would click on this tool here, tap the letter N on your keyboard, and you can edit these nodes individually. Something else you could do is, I could hold down Shift to click more than one node, hold down Control if I want to keep them aligned, and so I can move them at the same time to close the gaps. Let's say I want to add a node between here and here. I could click on one, hold down Shift, click on another, and then go to the top left, click on the plus sign if I want to add a node. If I want to subtract a node, I would select the node and go over here to the minus sign to subtract that node. Now we can select all of these paths, hold down Control, tap the letter A. We could go here to the top left where it says path and click on union. And so now you just have one layer for all those layers that you had. Remember, some of the benefits of vector art are that you could scale it up. So I could hold down Control, drag a corner, Shift and minus to zoom out. So I could scale this up. Even though it looks pixelated, that's because we made pixel art. But if I do the same thing to our reference, this is our reference here, Control and grab a corner, this will get more pixelated as we scale out. If we zoom in on our reference, we can tell that it's pixelated, it's blurry, it's out of focus. If we do the same thing with our vectorized pixel art, it's not pixelated even though we scaled it up. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's go to the top left where it says File, click on Save As. For this project, we'll attach an SVG and a PNG. It took me to a folder for the previous project. If it did that for you, you could click on this yellow folder with the green arrow up here, and you'll see your folders for your other projects. And then you can click on this yellow folder with the spark next to it, create a folder for this project. If you didn't get lucky, go over here to the left hand side where it says desktop, click on the blue folder with the cloud next to it and your name, go to documents, go to the folder for the year, folder for the period, and click on the yellow folder with the spark next to it. Let's create a folder called pixel. Let's go inside the folder, click on that, and let's give this a name. So it should be your first name, first letter of your last name of the project, and then just to help you stay a little bit more organized, you should also call this after the reference that you used, and then the period that you have my class, and then click on save. You also want to attach this as a PNG, so let's go back to the top left where it says file, click on export. It's going to open this window on the right hand side. It's going to ask you where you want to save it, so we can click on that just to make sure. Go to your desktop, folder with the cloud, documents, folder for the year, folder for the class, find the name of the project, and let's change this to your first name, first letter of your last name of the project, name of the reference, and then you can click off, and we're going to save it as a PNG. Click on save. Those will be the two files that you attach to this project, an SVG and a PNG. You don't have to attach the reference image that's inside of regular Paint. You also do not have to attach the Microsoft Word file. If you have any questions of how to use the Bezier tool, how to open up a reference, how to apply the filters inside of Microsoft Word, or how to bring the file inside of a regular Paint, go ahead and let me know.
Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And feel free to watch any of the other related videos.